here.
There is a place where no one is seen as a stranger, where no one is ever faced with danger. A place that is gentle, kind and light, and nothing would ever trigger a fight. A place that is boundless and wide, where we walk with angels side by side. A place of smiles and happy tears, where our hearts are open and there are no more fears. A place where love is seen on every face and arms are open wide to embrace. A place where everyone measures the same, where you are true though, and yet no one knows your name. A place where mysteries are explored, where truth is accepted and never ignored. A place where those of old age are wide-eyed and still learning, where time seems to rewind and to youth we are returning.
We're here. We're coming in the house. We're coming in the house. Let's see. Our camera's out of focus. Wonder why. Can you lean back for just a minute? Let's see if I can get this camera in focus. It's gotten out of focus for some reason. And there we go. There we go. There we go. Good morning to you guys. I
Good
hope you're
morning out
doing
there,
well.
everybody.
Give you time to get in here because I know we started just a tad early this morning. We started our conversation early, so I thought we better go ahead and go live just to so we wouldn't miss anything here. And if you're coming on in, you're sitting there waiting on us, chomping at the bit. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. We hope you're having a good morning so far. Hope your last night was good. Ours has been a little bit topsy-turvy this week because baby girl, our dog, for those who don't know who Big Billy, baby girl had to have eye surgery this week.
Oh, yeah.
And she's recovering nicely, but she's giving us around because she's has to be watched. So I've been sleeping downstairs with her for the last 2-3 nights. Half sleeping, sort of kind of sleeping. So she had warts on her eyes, and we had those removed, and she looks like she's been in a boxing match. Her eyes are swollen up and stuff, but she's doing okay. She's wanting to start to play a little bit and everything. We are doing pretty good. You doing pretty good this morning, babe?
Yeah, well.
You doing pretty good this morning?
Yeah, sneezing, blowing and sneezing.
Sneezing, and I've been having a funny cough, and I don't know what all this is going on. Maybe it's allergies, I don't know. But I just saw somebody out. Glad to see him this morning. Brother Blue, how are you doing this morning? Brother Blue,
good to see you
had
coming
you on
out
our
with us.
hearts. Had you on our hearts, and I don't know if you're still in the hospital or not, but let us
Let
know how you're doing,
doing.
young man. And let's see, Sissy and brother-in-law are here. Hey, darlings. And then we were thinking about coming to see you today to bring you some bread, but I got this kind of cough and he's got these sniffles, so we don't want to bring you anything besides bread. Okay, so we probably won't do that today. And Brother Dixon and Sister KK are here.
Yeah, good to hear and see all of
I
you.
like James's picture. He's sitting there with his guitar.
Yeah, me and him used to play a lot together. Play a
Mhm.
little guitar.
So if I'm a little slow this morning, bear with me. Hey, Diaquin. Good morning to you, sweetheart. And Kathy, good morning, sweetheart. She said, alive and here.
Live and in color.
Hey,
What's
Jill
old Grayson
Jill.
J.
Good morning,
Hickbar?
baby.
Is he in there too?
Who's Jason Hillbar?
Grayson.
Where you see Jill?
John Grayson.
I don't see John yet. Is he
No,
here?
I just said I wonder where's he at.
Well, he may pop in here soon. I
I
don't know.
call him John Grayson Hickbar.
Yeah, he may pop on in here.
That's Miss Jill Hickbar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Jill, I appreciate you guys helping us out. You and
Yeah, thank you so
all
much,
these
Jill.
wonderful.
They got the last of that tree up from where the lightning hit it
Finally,
yesterday. So we're good there. Thank you, Jill, for thinking of us. In fact, she sent that to us before she even knew about the
yeah,
tree being
and
hit. So
that was right on time
that
because
was
we
right on
we
time.
wouldn't have had the
Some of
money
you
to.
guys are so in tune with the Spirit of God. It is just, it's mind blowing. Mind blowing. Then there's Dee Dee. Hey, Dee Dee and George. We just said we hadn't seen or heard from you guys in a little bit. We know how y'all do. Y'all pop in and then y'all ghost us for a
Disappeared
while
and
and then you
ghost us
come
out.
back.
I wonder what happened to you.
We understand. Where did baby girl go?
She back there.
No, she went in her room. Baby girl's convalescing, for those of you who didn't hear. She had her eye surgery this week on Thursday, and it went well. She's just having some issues in recovering, so she's doing pretty good. I've been up with her every night since then, off and on. So if I'm a little bit slow, bear with me. Just bear with me. My heart is here. My mind is somewhere laying down. Sister Sharon, I'm glad you're here, darling. And then there's Sister Phyllis and Edward. Hey, sweethearts, I'm glad y'all are here.
All right.
Brother Blue said Newton, he needs surgery. I kind of felt like you might have to have that, Brother Blue.
Yeah.
We're praying with you, sweetheart. We're praying with you, and you're gonna come out just fine, just fine.
I went through it, but you'll be okay.
Yeah. And Sissy says we'll get together soon. I know. I don't want to bring you anything besides bread, sweetheart. I know how it is.
You can come over here to the door and we can talk to you out the door.
We're not.
If you want to
quite
take a
sure.
chance, then put your mask on and come. That'd be better.
We're not quite sure. We heard one of the nurses at where you go get his allergy shots. She just got out of the hospital with COVID, so there's a new strain of COVID going around. So just be careful, wear your mask, and anyway, we don't know if that's what we have, or it's just allergies. We just don't want to take any chances. And there's Sandra. Hey, good morning, Sandra. And if Marcine is with you, tell her hello. So we're praying. There's Brother Greason. He said, "Hey, y'all, Pastor's trying to see if you're here before you popped in."
Yeah, old Grayson J. Hickbar.
He wants to see if his instigator is here.
Yeah, he helped me get things started. That boy, I tell you.
And good morning to all of you who have not commented, who are not showing up on the screen. Thank you for joining us this morning. We started just a little tad early. I went live a little early because Pastor and I started talking, and we were talking about how that there seems to be a point where the journey ends.
Yeah. Excuse me. I'm convinced. I wish that I could take you guys, and some of you may have already, that's listening, been through it. There is attachments that comes with every phase that you get into when it comes down to waking up to your true self. And that attachment causes you from the ego to get stuck into the religious, what do you call it, redundant state, where you think that's it. Like some people stop it. I've been born again, get saved, but there are other stages beyond being born again. Because first of all, let's look at it like this: the new birth experience is no different than what you experienced in the Father or in your Christ self before coming here. If you go any higher than that, you're going to be higher than God Himself. And that cannot happen because you are one with or without these levels, with or without these stages. So, what we're finding out is that all stages come to a standstill, and there's nobody left, not even a you or me or us or him, than God.
You know, I was while you was talking about that, Pastor. If this is about the journey, good morning, Yvette Pittsburgh. Hey, sweetie. If this is about the journey we're talking about this morning, the journey, there, I thought about when you take off on a road trip,
Yeah.
and you've all packed up in your car or whatever, and then you get on into the trip, and then all of a sudden you need to stop at a rest area.
Mm-hmm.
And those rest areas are places where you refresh yourself, and they're very pleasant places usually. Um, and I'm thinking that in parallel to what we're talking about, along your spiritual journey, there are stopping points, resting areas. And what you're talking about is some of us have uh, gotten to those resting areas, which is maybe the born again experience, or it may be something where you had some aha moment, and for whatever reason, we tend to want to camp there
Mm-hmm.
at that resting
That's the
point,
ego
at
wanting to
that
do that.
resting point,
Your
at
mind
that,
and ego wants to
yeah,
do that.
resting area, and say that this is the destination, and it's not.
And what also puts that in force is that you start illusionary experiences of going through the dark night of the soul, and in that place you have to something that the spirit self does to the mind that make you tired of being stuck in those ridges that says I have arrived
In that rest area.
in that rest area, and there's no such thing as arriving. Now I wrote a note here: if you're aware of God, you cannot he cannot come to you and you going to him. I always talk to people when they come by, and I tell them about what the other side is, and they say the man upstairs will take care of me, but the man is more than just upstairs, he's everywhere. Now this is what the church cannot understand, on the religion side of it cannot understand. They say God don't dwell in no unclean temple. But listen to this: when David said in the book, if I make my bed in hell, he's there. So hell, the way the illusion is stronger than the liquor store. So if God is in hell, and if I go there, he's gonna be there. If I go in the liquor store, he ain't going nowhere. So to be mean or ugly, with or without your approval, God cannot be reached because he is everywhere at one time. So you can't run off. People say, I backslid. What backsliding is sliding is, you get back into the old ridges of the old mindset that I can't have God with me, and God can't be everywhere, even in the midst of my junk and my DODO.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't get rid of God. I told somebody, one of the guys come by, I said, there was this parable of this guy who wanted to find God. And he went to the highest peak of Mount Everest and couldn't find him there. He went to the depths of the ocean, couldn't find him there. Went to the biggest place out of space. He went everywhere, and he just wore himself out traveling around the world trying to find God. When he got back home, he woke up. And when he woke up, he said, wait a minute, what I'm looking for is what I'm looking at. And what I'm looking for is who I am. Now, you can slip over into separation and think that you done found him because there's no more duality. But there is a place where duality don't even exist.
Or non-duality.
Or non-duality don't exist.
So what you're saying is none of these concepts.
That's right.
Exist. Duality or non-duality, separation versus oneness. All of those, even though we use those to teach, those are still just concepts, aren't they?
Yeah.
So the journey I'm not sure what the destination is, except I know that there is, at the point of reaching that destination, no more uh no more this versus that.
Yeah.
No more labels, no more it's like the veil is completely lifted, and
Yeah.
all you're left
And
with.
you see it for what it, you see what all these phases are for. They
Mhm.
are the left side and right side, but pretty soon there is no left side and right side.
Even in the area of self-improvement, that's all. It's beneficial. However, it is not the end all. It is it's a stopping point. It's another
Mhm.
rest area along the way. So I'm going to deal with this flat tire while I'm in this rest area. But once the flat tire is dealt with, or if you can't deal with it, then you keep moving forward. And so this is what we're doing in our journey, our spiritual journey. We are stopping and camping at rest points.
If I would take you back to Galatians 2:20, which is what the foundation where we got started in this, in the experience of waking up to that degree, I am crucified with Christ, nevertheless I live, yet not I. And the life that I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God. Back in the faith day, the Haganites was teaching that is without faith it's impossible to please him. But there's a stage where you guys got a lot of you guys, not everybody, got locked into this faith and confession thing. And that's
Mhm.
a mental thing of confessing all the time, confessing positive, positive,
That's
positive.
another rest
That's
point.
another
That's
rest
another
point.
resting point.
But
Yes.
you're gonna find out if you go further in, you're gonna find out that even
Even
that
that,
is
no,
omitted.
even that is not significant.
And that's not going against the stages that some people are in, and they stop there. That's where you want to
A
be.
lot of us, I have to admit, a lot of us have stopped at the place of wanting to learn how to manifest
Yeah,
and
yeah,
trying to use whatever we have within ourselves to do that,
yeah.
which is nothing wrong with it, except you'll find you'll find in the end that once you've learned how to manifest, then what? Then what? The destination has not ended. uh, the journey has not ended, in the sense that you're still looking for more after you've gotten everything you wanted. You learn how to manifest this, and you learn how to manifest that. You learn how to stop this from happening, and you learn how to make this other thing happen. And then what? Then what? So it's like
Mhm.
these are all just resting areas, places where we camp, and they're not necessarily the final destination. And the final destination, I won't say is something you can actually put your finger on, except it's the full removal, the absolute removal of the veil that's hidden God from us.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
like that.
That's full removal. That's right.
Yes, and it's so we've been operating under the veil for such a long time.
Hey, you don't know real rest until all of this stuff is completely abandoned, and you have only
Yes,
one thing left,
yes.
and that's your true God identity.
And not knowing you need rest. That's the thing. I'm like I was sharing with you about baby girl had her surgery this week, and since then we have our bedroom upstairs, and so she hasn't been able to come upstairs to sleep because the medication kind of makes her wobbly and whatever. She's already skittish about going up the stairs. So I've had to spend 3 nights downstairs with her. We tried last night with her upstairs, and it just didn't work. So I had to come back downstairs and stay with her during the night just to make sure she sleeps good and not messes with the eyes that she's had worked on. But in the process of that, she's she's gotten to a point where I've gotten to a point where I need to sleep, and I know I need to sleep. But you ever been so tired you couldn't sleep? You ever been there, honey?
Yeah.
Where you're just so tired that you couldn't sleep? And that's where I am now. I'm just so tired. I know I need to sleep, but it's like sleep is gone away from me, even though my body feels tired. And
Mhm.
so it'll eventually happen. And so I find myself napping a lot
Mhm.
because I do need to rest. So some of us are in a place of needing to rest, but we're so tired we can't rest.
What it is, You know you need to rest and you can't. And the reason why you can't is because the mind and that part of you that wants to try to get things perfect or fix things
Mm-hmm.
is still
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
And it is called a false self disturbance of itself.
It is. It is. It is. It
And
is.
and the world would say in Christ you have everything and you have more, you will no longer have any lack. But what gets the attention is the finite mind of this disease and this dimension that said, you need this, you need bread, you need this, you need more, you need more. And if you get it, you'll be satisfied. But if you ever notice, as you go along and get these things,
Mm-hmm.
you come right back to dissatisfaction and you back out
Mm-hmm.
into another area of seeking, knocking, and asking and talking about the man upstairs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is a part of this disease of this dimension. And that's the reason why it's an illusion, because there's nothing more real than the Christ Father stage, which is the universal awareness of God everywhere, everything. And there's no lack and slack in the big boss man.
Yeah. So.
Now, when I say that, some people say, well, I God will take care of you. God will take. Well, who you think has been taken care of? When it says in the book, it's no longer I to live, but Christ to live, that means it ain't nothing to be taken care of. But if there is a need, that does not remove the fact that you're going to have to go through that stage of finding out how to get, how to be prosperous. All of these things that we studied over the year, from getting more faith and perfect faith, all of that is wrapped up in God. Of God are we in Christ, and Jesus Christ has made unto us all things taken care of.
Now I'm gonna ask a question, and I'm not even sure of the answer, but I want to ask this question because this question keeps coming up in me for the last week or so. And I know when it does, that's God or higher self or my higher self bringing the question to the forefront because there is an answer for it that's got to be answered.
Mhm.
And
And the only one can answer that is the revelation of the Spirit.
right now, the question is, and I almost forgot what it was. The question is, oh no, shucks, it left. I had it, but we talked a
I'm
little too
sorry.
long. It's okay. It's okay. It'll come back. It'll come back.
Yeah.
It'll come back.
Just like Leslie, your dad, and we're talking to all of you. When you find out where God is, do you know I'm talking to the Christ self and every last of you guys, every last one of you guys on this list of names? It's impossible for me to talk to you without talking to the full consciousness of the Christ, God all over the universe. To give you an example, what is this that's holding the earth in space and is turning and moving? What is this that keeps the sun never going out? It's in the dream world and the illusion. But when you remove the sun, when you get into full awareness, the sun will be your Christ self.
Yes.
The brightness of the glory of God is your Christ self. The food that you're eating is your Christ self.
Yes.
The sleep that you're getting is the Christ waking up or sleep. Either way, sleep or awake, you can't do away with God, but you can do away with needs. There is a rest. Here it is. There is a rest. There is a rest. You said there's a rest to the people of God. I'm going to stop there. There is a rest that by revelation you would have to see, and it has to be revealed to you of your true self and cannot be seen. This is something that cannot be seen, but is revealed.
Now I remember the question that I had, and it kind of goes along with what you're talking about. Is accepting what is the same as giving up?
Yes, it is. It is.
Before you answer, because I know you got an answer for it. But some of us are at that point. Okay, where I am in my life, if this situation, and not all of us have a situation at this point, but whenever there is a situation that we're trying to be rid of or bring about, I should say, the there is a place where we've always been saying, and a lot of spiritual teachers have said it, is you must come to the point of accepting what is. But sometimes accepting what is feels like I'm giving up.
Yeah, that's the lie.
Hmm.
That's the big lie.
So what is how, I don't want to say it like that, because if I say it like that, then I'm looking to you like I answer this question, but I'm not. It's just a
Understand.
question that's floating around inside of my psyche. What is the difference between accepting what is and surrendering to life itself, life as God is life, versus trying to make something change? When is it when is it appropriate to try to make it change, make things change, versus accepting this is the way it is, this is what it is?
Here's a parable. Trying to give your life to God is like twisting this piece of Kleenex. It's stress.
Yes.
Once you realize that there is a rest to the people of God, or there is a rest with or without people, with or without anything outside of God, it's doing this. Notice I'm letting
They
go.
can't see that in front of your white shirt, so put it on the side.
Oh, wait a minute, and put it over here. Wait a
That
minute.
other way. There you go.
Once you understand,
so it's not in front of
your hands are cold.
if it's in front of your shirt, they can't see
Yeah, I
it.
understand. I
Put it
understand.
over here. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
It's like the stress of trying to seek God, get more God, is this like to be twisting this Kleenex. But once you enter into the full revelation that God is not something you can get, obtain, and get more of, the Kleenex or the paper towel is relaxed. That is not something that you can do.
So this is trying to make it happen.
Yeah.
This is
letting go.
Letting go.
Now let me share this with you.
What is that? What?
Yeah, that's saying? Acceptance. What lets you go is your thigh is struck in the nerve area of your false self, and it is no longer you that is letting go. It is God letting you go as himself letting go. That's what I want to say.
I got a few comments I want to acknowledge. I remember a couple of weeks back, and I mentioned how that I woke up in this crazy mood, this heavy mood, and somewhere along the way in that turmoil and that psychological suffering that I was going through, and it was the psychological suffering was coming. It was going that I was going through was happening simply because I was listening to the voice in my head, which was the conditionings that I had been through all my life. And therefore it had triggered certain emotions. So, but there was a moment within that turmoil where there was a higher voice, a voice that overrode what I was experiencing. And then the shift was made. A shift was made from being that one that was disturbed into being that one that is never disturbed. And therefore, there was not a giving up necessarily. Mm-hmm. There was a walking away from. And so it was when we talk about surrender, and I do believe that surrender is very, very important, even though I realize that the ego will try to surrender, and it will never surrender.
It can't.
It cannot.
In itself, there's no way.
Even in its surrender,
it gives off the ideal that you have.
Yeah, even in its surrender, it will have some level of pride because it was able to do it. So there's a point where there's an absolute seeing of a you that has no psychological disturbance.
There you go.
And so grace brings us to that point. Let's see.
We would call this the undisturbed self.
It is the undisturbed self. Sister Chris, hey sweetie pie. She said it's a hot day, but it's a good day. Love and life is all around. Yes, sweetheart. I'm glad to see that you're on here. Robert, man, and Denise, glad to have you with us
Good to see
today.
you guys.
Enjoyed you guys last week. We had dinner with them.
We
That was
did.
so much fun. Acceptance is the power to change, Robert says. If you don't accept, you put it here, you can't change it. If you don't accept that you put it here, you can't change it. That's true. That's another aspect of it. We a lot of times we don't realize that we have put it here. But a lot of things have been put here not by deliberate actions, but by default. Some of it, and like I said, I was in that there was this mood that was over me from waking up. Not that I had laid there and thought about it. I didn't lay there and think about that to create it. I didn't go to bed with it on my mind to create it, but it just kind of arose. It arose like the clouds arise in the sky. But it was there because it's in the data banks. The subconscious data banks has all of the information about all of your conditionings. And so it was at that point that it decided it was going to emerge. And when it did, whether I put it there or not put it there, or whoever put it there, I could not change it. And this is what part of what Robert is saying. I had to accept first that it was there, and however it got there, it didn't really matter at the moment, but I had to accept that it was there. And then because of the grace of God, I'll say it like that, because if I don't say it that way, you'll think it's something you got to do. Because of the grace of God, a higher concept, a higher voice, a higher truth came through and busted it up to the point that I could walk away from it and see myself as distanced from it. And so that was where the freedom came. That was where
when you went in the hospital for kidney stones, what did they do to get rid of it?
Actually, they didn't do anything to get rid of it. They gave me fluids and they gave me morphine.
What about this thing? They got a machine that would break them up.
They do, in case people can't pass them. They do.
But you passed yours, right?
I did.
All right, here's the difference. Parable. You passed yours without the machine breaking them up because the struggle had come to a place where you went limp. Now that's God. That's God doing that, giving up.
That limpness was acceptance, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that was the Lord making it look like it was you that gave up, but it was really him being you that did that. Being you in your true identity. Here's another one, Mr. George. You and Leslie there and your family. You bed fast. What is bed fast in your case in the bed is your physical body and your mind that's adjusted to being the physical infirmity. But if you leave your body, if you was to have an out-of-body experience and come out in the room and your true identity and turn around and look at your body, you would no longer have pain. There would no longer be any suffering, and you would automatically walk away from your body unless in your contracts you look back at your body and spirit say you hadn't finished yet. The reason why you haven't left your body to walk away from it is because you haven't finished yet. But here's the clue. The clue is what the book said, is no longer you that live, that Christ to live. And Jesus is saying, or the book is saying, in sayings, that will come to a place where there will no longer be no more sayings, no more leaving and going in your body and out of your body, because you found out who you really are as the pure self of the eternal self that cannot die and was never born and can never be sick. Now, we're not trying to say that you're God, but I'm coming close to it, because the reason why we can't say that you're God is because the ego mind has got this warfare in the church and in the religion that if you say you're God, you are Antichrist. That's another one of those tricks that cause people to get stuck in the mud trying to be false humilitized. But in actuality, if what I told a lady in the store this week, what actually is true is that every last one of us, even the eternal self in our president and our government, of uh, 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 every being on earth, we all came from inside of God, which means if you came from inside of God, you are a measure of God in your essence. You and God are one and the same.
Yeah.
That's without your mind giving it permission or anybody agreeing with it, anybody using the scripture to defy your enlightenment. You cannot rule out that you're in the same class. If you leave your body, and even if you stay in your body, you are still in the same class as an eternal essence of God. You can't change that. You can't eliminate that. You can't get rid of it. You can't kill it. You can't buy it. You can't sell it. You can't run it off. You can't go to church and get it and lose it. Because what I found out that happened to me 50 some years ago, I was not in church when this happened to me. I was in a moonshine liquor house. And God inside of me came on the outside of me and turned around and spoke to himself and showed me who it was that came forth to reveal himself as my real identity. I didn't know it then, but I know it now.
And then what's so interesting about that is that you had done nothing
to
cause that to happen.
Nothing.
It was just,
I got into the religious side of, now lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. I didn't know during that time that was a part of me that never died. It can never die.
Right.
It can never die nor be eliminated, but was revealed to my mind and to my separated self awareness that Jesus and I was the same identity.
Yes.
Now, I'm not trying to say this to you guys to start a fuss, and that's might be the reason why a lot of people are listening to us and won't show their name on the screen, because they don't fully believe that. That's your business. I have no problem with you seeing what you see or not seeing what I see, but I can tell you this: wherever you are, you're in a phase and you're stuck. And you can be stuck from now to the time you leave your body. But I can promise you this, and this is brass tacks and nails. I can tell you this: there will come a time when your body will stop. Don't look at me like that. Just listen. Stay in your body long enough. If you live to be 2,000 years old, your body is going to deteriorate, get sick, and you're going to have to leave it behind. That tells me that you are beyond your mind and your physical body. You will see it clear. Is my buddy coming up now? That's my baby girl. She's doing better. Yeah, she's doing better.
While you're comforting baby girl.
They're the baby girl.
And for those of you who didn't hear, baby girl had surgery this week, so she's a little
and my girl
clingy right now.
She had to go through it.
In Hebrews 8 and 10, and this
scratch your chin.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hebrews 8 and 10, it reads this, and you made me think about it while you were talking. He said, "This is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel.
Okay.
After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts.
Yes.
And I will be to them a God,
Yes.
and they shall be to me a people.
Yes.
And they shall not," this is the 11th verse, this is the key verse that I want to emphasize.
Mm-hmm.
"And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord. For all shall know me, from the least to the greatest."
That's without doing anything.
So, and then you may say, for those of you who are Bible scholars, well, that was for the Jewish people. Well, let me read this to you. In Romans, let's see, where am I here? Romans 2, verses 2 and 28. "For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision which is outward in the flesh, but he is a Jew, which is one inwardly. And circumcision is that of the heart, in the spirit, and not in the letter, whose praise is not of men, but of God. So we are all considered Jews because we're Jews inwardly. So this passage of all of us shall know him without anybody being having to teach.
Yeah, there you go.
Is for all of us.
I mean, a lot of preachers gonna be unemployed.
There is a destination that all of us will arrive at where there will be no need for teachers.
Mm-hmm.
There will be no need for gurus. There will be no need for pastors. There will be no need because every one of us will come to the knowledge of who we truly are. What, not just so much who we truly are, but what we truly are and what God is. And then there will be no distinction between what God is and what we are. Therefore, there'll be no need for any more teaching.
That's right. That's right.
Now you're reading something and it's gotten your attention.
Yeah, I'm listening to you. You good? You okay?
I know, but I'm going to address what you're looking at in just a moment.
Okay, go ahead.
Because you're looking at this right here,
yeah,
right? Mm-hmm. Where someone needs prayer. We got you, Miracle Lux. I'm not. That's Crystal. She said she's in the hospital and she's at the point where her baby, she's pregnant. And she's got preeclampsia. My sister was in that point. You'll be fine, sweetheart. Just don't worry. Don't add worry to the situation. Okay.
Remember this: it's no longer you that live. That part of you that attention is in that situation of help, prayer. Do you know your prayer is in your experience? Your prayers are the hearing of God in the hospital, in the form of the baby, in the form of the situation. Your prayers are no longer at a distance from God, because let me put it like I'm going to go point blank with you. God is in the bed. God is the one that's got the baby. I mean, I'm eliminating you altogether. God is. God is. And cannot be anything else but is. It's called walking in isness. Now, that don't mean that I'm rebuking you or going against you, your experience. You must go through this. But who is this that's going through it? If you've done it unto the least of them, you've done unto me. So the doctors are working on Jesus and they don't even know it because they are medically minded. And there may be some there that are awake to what we're talking about, but they don't usually mention it to you. When I go in the hospital, and I've been in the hospital for bariatric surgery and shoulder replacement and back surgery, I always talk to the anesthesiologist about where they came from on the other side to come here to help medically, and the schools they went to over there, train them over there to come here. So when they go to school over here, that's a second phase of what they've already been through before they got here. Your training is in that bed with the Christ as yourself, and there's nobody else can be there but the Christ, because if it was not him being with the child, this is the side. Let me tell you something, the mystery. The side of you that is the Immaculate Conception, the side of you that is Guadalupe, which is the Hispanic word for the mother of Christ. You are a mother of the Christ baby in that bed, and that Christ baby is the Christ in you, which is experiencing this medical situation. I wish I could say it in him. If I said it any clearer, here's what it would be. Stillness speaks. Here's what it would be. Again, I want to show you what it's like to be the Christ without any answers, and knowing that he is you is this. Nothing to say, nothing to be. But it tells me that stillness speaks. And the stillness of God is speaking through and by the experience. God is listening to you being as the being self in the hospital and the child. I've had a chance to talk to babies in the womb, and they tell me everything that is going on inside the womb that they are experiencing from the mother being attached to different addictions. Babies told me that certain mothers, when I talked to them in the womb, they tell me that when the mother is trying to get rid of them, but they can't. There's a lot of you guys don't understand that certain ones of us came to earth and entered into the womb, but the suit that they would have to wear to be born in this world was not prepared for the job or the contract that you were going to carry out. So you, as an eternal spirit, left and came back again with a different suit designed to come into this world. This is, to me, what I'm telling you is the miraculous thing that happened to me 50 some years ago when I saw the Christ as my true identity, and I saw his heart inside of me, and I saw him put his heart in there. I knew then that what I was going to have to say to people would be totally different than what I heard in church. And I know that what you are dealing with, Brother Blue, I know what you're dealing with. That don't make it pleasant. That don't mean that you're supposed to be numb.
It doesn't make it easy.
Doesn't make it easy. But you understand one thing. The prodigal son left his brother and his father. But his father never did say that because he left him, that his son was not his son that left. When he come back, he said, my son that was dead is now alive. That means he came back to his awareness. Something clicked in the prodigal son and made him know, hey, wait a minute, I believe I rise up. What is rising up in this conversation is the truth of your true identity. Dad is the same with you, the truth. Yes, the Lord told you, Dad, that you're going to walk, but this is the one miracle that you're going to experience when the time comes in this finite world. You're going to walk away from this thing. When you walk away, you will be on the other side, leaving your body.
And Pastor, one of the reasons we say you will walk away from it is because it never was you in the first place.
That's right.
And so you'll find that there is a you.
It was a phantom self.
There was a you that has never been under the laws of sickness.
Yeah.
It's never been under the laws.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
That's what Calvary did. Calvary, and what Jesus did at the cross, was wipe out the middleman. Hot dog. He wiped out the middle ground. And let me say it this way. Hold up, here it comes. He wiped out the middle path. He wiped out all strings of umbilical cords that would tie you to this dimension over here in slavery, where you cannot, slavery where you're trapped. Once you see this, you'll no longer be trapped in these bodies.
So the veil that God is hidden by is the veil of our humanness.
That's right.
Our humanity.
That's the attachment.
The veil of our humanity is all that is hiding God from us. There is nothing else hiding.
But it says that these things must be in order for you to see that there is no way other than following the Christ, who is known as the eternal thee. Yea, you are him in oneness and unawareness. Whether awareness you are and awareness you may not be of, but you are of one thing. The Christ in you is the hope of glory for all mankind.
Yes. I wanted to read this out, and this is out of our little book we've often read from. I wanted to bring us back to our place of understanding oneness. We're watching Baby Girl very closely. For those of you who don't know, Baby Girl had surgery, so we're watching her very closely. And she's acting a little strange. So here it is, and it's a little book. Know Yourself. We've often read this from read from this book.
That's a good book.
Whoever knows their self knows their Lord.
You hear that now?
I knew my Lord.
Yes.
Through my Lord.
Oh.
You are not you, but you are him, and there is no you. It is not that he enters into you, or that you enter into him, or that he comes out of you, or that you come out of him. You never were, and never will be.
Huh?
You are him and he is you without any of these imperfections. And there's so much more in here.
If you
There's
go
so much
around
more
and
to
tell
it.
people what we just read there, they will do you like they did you in Christ 2025 years ago. When when you were in Jesus, you pulled that cross, your death stroke, your death note up Golgotha on, and if it's true or not, I don't have any problem with it. But when they put Jesus down on that cross, you were inside of him. And Paul said, we bear about in our bodies the marks of the Lord Jesus. That means in your hand, in spirit, there are holes in your hands or your wrist. There's punches in the side of your right rib. There's thorn holes in the top of your head. And there are 39 stripes on your back. And your feet has got holes in it where they drove the nails in your feet. Metaphorically speaking, you are the Christ that went to the cross in the form of everything false that was crucified so that you might see the truth of your identity. Now,
Now,
that's what I've been wanting to say for years.
that's good. That's good. And so here he is, he's saying again, and he's speaking to the prophet. He says, if someone says, I see myself as other than God, and I don't see God as myself, the answer is the prophet meant by the word self your being and your essential reality, and not the self which is called the blaming self, or the lower self, or the self which is known as the confident and peaceful self. By the self, he was alluding to everything that is other than God. And he said, O God, show me things as they are. Then God showed him what is other than him as himself, without the existence of what is other than him. So he saw things as they are. That is, he saw them as the essence of God, who is exalted without how or where. The word things applies to the self and to other things because the existence of the self and the existence of things are equal. You see him and you do not know that you see him.
Remember, the book said he thought it not robbery to make himself equal with God.
Yes.
As a man.
Yes.
You can say the same thing.
Yes.
As a finite being, physical body, mind, you cannot rob God of anything by saying you and him are the same.
Exactly. You're not
You
taking
cannot,
anything away from God.
everybody came out of a mama and a daddy. Ain't no way you can have yourself existing without those chains.
As a body form, as a form, you cannot. That's true. That's true. So if you're in a wheelchair like dad is in a wheelchair,
or
and
in
like
bed.
Brother Blue is in the bed waiting for hospital records and reports. If you're there, then the knowing that who and what is there is where the lessening of suffering comes in. By knowing who is in that bed and who the doctors are working on and what the outcome is going to be. Now, I wanted to point out something. Back up further when we were talking earlier, Diaquilin made a statement, and she was asking a question pretty much, but I wanted to find it right quick. Here it is. She asked, this is where we were talking about the acceptance versus giving up. She said, would it be the difference between being hopeless and being hopeful? In the midst of any situation, it's like a pilot light of hope is always burning, even in the midst of a hopeless situation. So it's not an either or, because I've had times when I felt like nothing was going to break through for us. It was going to just be chaos. And then yet there was this little pilot light of hope still burning in the midst of that. And that little pilot light of hope was there because of what I knew about who it was going through the situation. Knowing who it is going through the situation, is the hope.
It has to be clarified in each person, the clarity of who it is that's in the hospital, who it is that's going through the pain, who it is that's having trouble with the baby, who it is that's got to have the surgery, who it is that gets injections, who it is that's got to come out. Listen to this. I was caught up with type 2 diabetes. My weight had gotten almost 208, almost 300 pounds. When I found out about bariatric surgery, I went in there and I was interviewed, and I didn't know that it was the Christ that was going to see himself in doctors. The doctor said, we can put you in surgery, but you got to lose a certain amount of weight in order for the surgery. Mm-hmm. And I did. Mm-hmm. I went in, Dr. Dasher did the surgery. When I came out, me losing weight is like you losing the false notion of your true identity, or finding out that losing weight is like you getting rid of the monkey mind, or if the monkey mind stay. Let me tell you something about the monkey mind. It is the monkey mind that tells you that you can't be joined to God with all of the problems of type 2 diabetes. I live with type 2 diabetes, but it's gone. It's removed. It's completely removed. But I'm still in this body, and the type 2 diabetes could come back. Potentially. But right now, it's gone. That does not remove me from the human side of the physical anatomy, but it does wake me up to this. What they did to me was remove those cells in the body. And watch this. You got a name for them in the stomach.
You're talking about the hormone.
The hormone
producer.
The
ghrelin.
The ghrelin that operates between the stomach and the brain.
That causes you want to eat.
I saw some people in the restaurant. They were sitting there eating all the starchy stuff that promotes them to being overweight. One person was sitting there with their stomach up on the table, and they were still eating stuff that made them grow bigger. They're not going to be able to clinch this thing off
with willpower.
Mm-mm. What I'm saying is that your new willpower now is the Christ waking up self.
Well, that goes back to what Jacqueline said, and she says, is it a difference between being hopeless and hopeful? And I want to read this scripture. You guys heard it so many times, I'm pretty sure. In Colossians 1:26, it said, even the mystery which has been hidden from ages and from generations, but now is made manifest to his saints, to whom God would make known what is the riches of the glory of this mystery among the Gentiles, which is, this is the mystery, Christ in you, the hope of glory. Christ in you, the hope of glory. It is knowing who and what you are is where the hope lies. And so in that situation, you may not see any other means of transcending it or overcoming it or overpowering it. But the hope comes from the Christ that is there in the situation, in there as you. That's where the hope is.
That comes to a place of knowing. I know that when I look back at baby girl, she's taxing very hard to breathe. Mm-hmm. She's working hard to breathe, just laying on the floor. Mm-hmm. She can't sleep upstairs because there's something about the humidity or something up there, but down here she's better. I'm looking at her, and she's laboring profusely trying to breathe. Now, eventually, I'm sure that she cannot live like that continually unless something happens, because she's going to wear herself out and she'll just surrender and let go and come out of her body. But the thing of it is, I know that as I speak to her eyes, I know the life in her is the life that came from God that keeps her body moving. Mm-hmm. But here's the point. Everything in this dimension comes to an end. But at the end of this ending, there is a there is a part of us that's beyond hopelessness and hope. It is the fact of knowing that when I leave the body, I will still exist.
Yes, and using this is a very practical thing.
It is.
Baby girl has been in our lives since she was 9 weeks old. That's over 13 years ago, going into 14 years. This has been the season that she was designated and destinated to be in our lives for different reasons, for different things to take place, and for comforting reasons, and for a whole lot of different reasons. Her purpose for being with us during this time has really been good, and she served her purpose.
Yeah.
At some point,
and she still is.
At some point, the season for her being in our lives will end.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with all of us. At some point, the season for that one being in your life will end, and then there will be another season, another chapter. For some of us, in the case of like Brother Blue, he's got to have surgery. The season for having that part in your body, that season is now beginning to come to an end. So I mean, that's where acceptance is now. It's accepting, okay, this was for a season, and now this is a new chapter. The page is turning. The page is turning. So acceptance is not giving up, but it is accepting that the page is turning.
This is not the first time in this world of spirit that we have experienced these. Each time we evolving is not like what people say, becoming a dog and all that. Evolution is you have been in many suits, but the same juice. I'm going to say it again. Different cups, but the same juice. You can take water and put it in a pitcher. You can put it in a glass. You can put it in a coffee cup. But what has changed is not the juice. It's the cup. You are the juice of God, and the cup is your body that's holding it. These bodies was not designed to live forever. If the Christ that we talk about in the second coming in the sky and all that happens, there's a possibility that we will be transformed, spirit, soul, and body, into that one experience that we already are inside these bodies. But in the event that don't take place, I'm not going to count on it. I'm going to experience the eternal life that I've always been inside of the suit, inside of these bodies. That means I'm going to enjoy the last moments or the only moments in these bodies, that this is a one-time thing. This body, from this suit, maybe some others, but this suit is a one-time thing. That once it quit, you may get another one, you may not. But in the meantime, don't weigh yourself down with the grief and hurt. You're going to cry. I'm going to cry. There's a part of me that's going to cry.
Don't do it now.
I feel it.
You
I feel
will.
it wailing up in me.
You will.
I feel it coming up in me.
It's strange because he'll cry at the drop of a hat. And it's totally different for me. I have to be really, really, really toe up to cry. But you're so sensitive. You'll cry at the drop of a hat.
Oh, yeah.
I love that about him, though. I do. I love that about him. Robert says, each life experience asks the question concerning the hope.
The same questions now.
You, and that is Christ in you.
These questions and statements that you guys are making is normal. It's supposed to be like that. But know this. Beyond hope and belief, there's a knowing that's beyond any kind of faith and belief.
Now, baby girl's antsy today, so that's why you see us moving around so much. Pastor Norman, thank you. He remembered. My birthday's tomorrow, guys. My birthday is tomorrow. I'll be 77. Yeah. We'll be the same age.
Same age again.
Same age.
And then pretty soon in November, I'll be 78.
That's right.
8, 9, and 3 years. I'll be 80 years old.
That's right.
Ooh. the changes that have been
Well,
made
no,
in
for
these
you it'll be
bodies.
2 years. For me, it'll be 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 years for me, 3 for you.
Yes.
Look, I'm hoping that you guys, I'm a hoper.
You're hoping. You're hoping.
I'm a Jehovah.
You were hoping.
I'm a Jehovah. I'm hoping.
You were hoping.
One of the main things I saw when I was in the council chamber and an out of body experience in heaven, I saw every sage and every religious leader from different religions and denominations at the council table, but they were not like the ones that we bicker over and have problem with in this earth dimension. All of those teachers that we say is not God, the Holy Mary and all that, all I saw around the table was all these same beings, but they were love machines. They were love people. They are the eternal love of God, different than what they were when they was on earth.
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm X, all of the civil rights leaders, all the presidents, they were there, but they were no longer Republicans and Democrats. They were the love of Christ, which there was no discussion around that table. But they did show me, and this is what the room said, the room and Jesus said to me, before anything is approved on earth, it has to come through
this council
the
chamber.
council chamber.
Now listen, I gotta ask John Greason, who is Miss Monroe? He says, happy birthday to Miss Monroe. I've got a reason for asking that. Because my husband, he likes to pick at me about and call me Miss Monroe. So now, and not because of Marilyn Monroe either. Not because of Marilyn Monroe.
Mr. Monroe was her stepdaddy.
He married
her mama after her daddy. And I called my wife Antoinette Celestine.
I shouldn't say this, but Mr. Monroe was a very unattractive man.
He was a mess of chitlins.
So when he calls me Miss Monroe, he's doing it out of jest, of course, but he's doing it because he's
now then that's Leslie Monroe up there in Pittsburgh. But there's a Monroe that's connected to my wife also.
And Leslie said happy birthday. Now Pearl said happy belated birthday, Leslie Monroe.
Yeah, Leslie Monroe. But this Monroe I messed with my wife with is my wife's stepdaddy that my mother-in-law married. His last name was Monroe.
It's Leslie's birthday today too. my birthday is tomorrow. Now, is Leslie's birthday tomorrow or today?
Leslie Monroe.
Leslie Monroe, is it your birthday?
Leslie J. Hickbar Monroe.
It's mine. I don't know. Unless it's your birthday.
Happy birthday, Celestine Monroe, Antoinette Mitchell Sawyer.
Did I miss something?
Yeah, she missed it. I keep telling Robert who she is. Her daddy name was Mr. Monroe, and her daddy name was Mr. Mitchell. So she's a Monroe Mitchell Sawyer, C.E. Sawyer Monroe, Celestine Monroe, Antoinette Monroe Sawyer.
So it's Leslie's birthday too? I didn't know if it was Leslie's birthday. Is it Leslie's birthday?
Come on, talk to us.
Let me know. If it is, happy birthday, Leslie. I didn't know we were born on the same time. Leslie said, thank you, Phyllis. July the 24th was her birthday. Well, July the 28th is mine, which is tomorrow.
Yeah.
We got all these Monroes together.
Oh, we're going to start something in Monroe. Monroe, on the road with the Monroe.
I thought you guys were talking to me. You talking to Leslie.
Let's jump in the car and ride with the Monroes.
So you talking to Leslie. Okay.
Who's that out there? Raymond.
Birthday, Leslie.
Raymond Martin.
Yeah, Raymond is the one that's been sending us something every week.
Yeah. Oh, you've been a wonderful gift of God. You have been a wonderful Christ. And I speak them. You know, when you see people and they say, be blessed, do you know they blessing the Lord in you as you? When they say be blessed, I can hear with my middle ear them talking to the God inside of me, the Christ in me. And it's not something that puffs you up. It is a humility that breaks you down to saying thank you, gratitude to the Christ that you are. I speak to the Christ in every one of you now, and I bless him in you.
Yeah.
I speak success of the Christ in you. I bring the healing power of the Christ self to the Christ self that is all healing gifts in every last one of you. And the blessings of the Christ self come upon you and overtake you. Yes. Yes.
Give us a thumbs up if this message, or I should say our conversation today, resonated with you.
Thank you.
We started the conversation just before going live, and we are beginning to realize that at this point in our lives, being very transparent to you, it's not about any longer trying to wake up. It's not any longer trying to manifest. It's not any longer trying to have some profound revelation that's going to make us feel better today, even though that's wonderful when we have them. But it's now about living this life in this body and realizing who and what it is in this body, and just coming to a settling point, a resting point in the sense of who we know we are, and accepting life as it's presented to us. Sometimes we accept it with grace and we breeze through it. And sometimes we see it coming and we try to resist it and we try to fight it until we come to a place of settlement and realize that this is what it is, and we have to accept it. Once it's accepted, then the solutions start to unfold. So we're on this journey with you guys. Just remember to not stop at the resting points and camp there.
That's right. You will seem like you stop, but the eternal self will not allow the what you call the bogargan of the mind and the Bogart mean overtake.
Like Humphrey Bogart.
Yeah, Bogart. It won't. It's no way that your eternal self will let the ego and the mind overtake the eternal essence of
It won't let you rest at a stop.
No, it won't.
It won't let you.
I'm sorry, but some of you seem to think, "Oh, I've been saved for years." I've been saved all this time, and now all of a sudden you're gonna tell me I ain't saved no more. I didn't ever tell you wasn't saved. I'm telling you that you are beyond that.
You are. You are.
Now that's good. Right there. Let's stop.
Blessed be the name of the Lord. Amen. Amen.
You can take that to the bank.
On that note, we're going to get ready to go. And we've been here an hour and what?
Here's a good one. What if you go to the bank to make a deposit or withdrawal, and the bank will come back, the teller will come back and tell you, said, Mr. and Mrs., whoever you are, your name, you have over $1 million in your account. And you ask, how did it get there? They said, we don't know, but somebody put it into your account. It is accounted unto you by the grace of God that you and Christ are in the same shoes. And you're beyond the mother lode or the gold of the value of the Christ self. Everything that Jesus is, you are that now. This has nothing to do with confession. It has nothing to do with faith, but it has everything to do with fact and revelatory insight.
I wanted to just play this just for a moment while you guys are preparing for your offerings. Vincent Crenshaw, who just recently had his kidney transplant. We thank God for that. He sent us this on this week, and he actually sent it and said, here's something for Pastor to play his guitar along with. And I just want to put this on this, let you guys hear it. It's so beautiful. It's a song that we've heard before when we were in the brick and mortar. He used to play it for us all the time. But I just want to let you hear a little bit of that while you're preparing for your offering, okay? So here we go.
Can't hear it. Where's the sound? I thought it was singing. Sing it to me. Can they hear you?
See, I'm hoarse. I
Yeah,
can't
but
sing.
can they hear you? With the
Yes.
music.
Yeah. Good.
Tunes from
The name
yeah, I could put a bit along with I can put the piano. You see?
If I wasn't forced, I'd sing it for you.
That's good. That's good.
I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Yeah,
I
that
hope
was
you
good.
enjoyed it.
I like that.
We so appreciate Vincent for thinking of us and sending us something so beautiful. And of course, if I wasn't hoarse, I could sing it for you, but I've got so much going on with my throat and everything right now. I can't. But it was good to hear that. It was
It
so good
was.
to hear that.
That's healing sounds, vibrations.
Yes. Now we will be back on Tuesday night at 7.
Yep.
Right? Live
Yep.
and in color. Lord willing, nothing happens. No more trees getting struck by lightning. And
And telephone lit up.
and we just want to thank you for taking the time to be with us today.
Thank
and
you.
Staying
Thank you.
the entire time. Pastor Norman, if you're going to be with us on Tuesday night, give me a thumbs up. Let me know. He's always with us when he's available to have a good conversation.
Yep.
On Tuesday, and usually what I usually say is that the conversation is about the three of us as pastors who come into enlightenment and are now being decolonized and deconstructed from religion. And this is where we are. We try to be as transparent as possible, and in hopes of doing that, it helps some of you guys who are also in that situation. because we've been buried in religion for so long, and you're seeing how we're pulling ourselves up out of it, or how we're being pulled up out of it into a place of absolute freedom and neutrality and absolute no judgment, and seeing through the lens of truth. And so if you could be with us on Tuesday night, that would be great. We would love to have you. Pastor Norma's already given us a thumbs up, and we're looking forward to that. And we're going to say to you right now to go and have a beautiful Sunday. I'm going to mention once more, there is COVID still going around. And there's another virus that's going around. So you may want to begin to wear your mask just a little bit when you're in close quarters. And if you got any sniffles or sneezes or coughs, you might want to stay away from a lot of people. You don't want to contaminate everybody. Pastor and I are dealing with it right now. Not sure if it's COVID. We haven't had a test yet. We're going to do that probably tomorrow.
Okay, Leslie, I want to thank you for. I did get the cushion. I had to buy 2 pieces, but it works good. Thank you so much for the gift, and thank you for all the gifts that you guys have been contributing to us to continue to see each other and talk to each other online. You've been a wonderful blessing to us over the years.
As have you all. As have you all.
All of you.
Yes. So thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Go and be blessed.
See you on the turnaround, John.